If you're preparing for the IELTS academic exam, you must know how to describe trends in graphs, charts, and tables, whether it's a sharp increase or a gradual fall or a stable period. Using the right vocabulary and structure can make a huge difference. It's Abra here with another IELTS video. In this video, we will explore some of the most useful expressions and phrases that you can use to boost your score and to report the facts precisely and accurately. So let's dive into it and start mastering the language of writing task 1. Let's have a look at some of the important information regarding academic writing task 1. So let's try to understand the purpose behind this task. It actually tests English proficiency in an academic context. It also checks interpretation of visual data, like how you interpret it. Finally, it evaluates how you describe, summarize, or explain the information given on the pie chart or bar chart in your own words. There are few skills that are also required to deal with this task. So you must have, ability to understand and analyze various types of visual data. You should know how to report the facts accurately and appropriately, to describe data. You must use a wide range of vocabulary and useful collocations to boost your score. The main goal of this task is to clearly communicate the main trends, comparisons, and key features using precise language. Let me show you some of the phrases that you can use to report what you see on the table or chart or graphs. So you can use phrases such as according to the table, graph, or chart. The table or graph chart shows. The table illustrates. Looking at the table, it can be seen that. Then you can use another sentence using the fact that you find on the visual data. Let's have a look at some phrases with examples. According to the chart, the number of international students enrolled in UK universities increases steadily between 2010 and 2020. The graph shows a sharp decline in car sales during the economic recession of 2008. The table illustrates the average monthly household expenditure in 5 European countries. Looking at the chart, it can be seen that mobile phone usage surpassed landline usage around the year 2005. The table or graph provides information about the annual rainfall in 6 major cities across the globe. So I've highlighted phrases in pink or purple and examples are in white so that you know how you can use these beautiful phrases in your own examples. I've included this image. I've taken it from IELTSmentor.com and I have included this image to illustrate how you can report different trends with picture so that you can make out easily. If you look at this decrease, yeah, it's coming down, so we say decrease. Now if you look at this, yeah, so there is a downward trend, but it's slow, so slow decrease. Okay, it's going down slowly. Now if you look at this, yeah, increase again slowly. As you see, gradual increase. But if you see here, there's a total stability. That means steadiness, standability, or it's static. It's not going up or down. You can say it's a period of stability. Now, as you see here, see rapid increase. You see, it's going upward. And that too, not like this, yeah, it's going like this. As you see, rapid decrease, again here, you see, it's coming down this way. So it's called rapid increase. If you're going up and down, up and down, up, down, so we can say rapid changes. You can also say, considerable fluctuation. Okay, let's have a look at another image to help you understand how you can use different words, reading the trend on the bar chart or pie chart or table or graphs. As you see, look at from here to here. These are the words that you can use to report the trends that you notice on the visual data provided there. Okay, climbed, you see, so it's climbed. Is it sharp? No. So gradually or slowly. Now if you look from here to here, say increase sharply. You can also say it increased dramatically. Okay, that means excessive increase. Now if you look at this arrow, slump, or you can also use plummeted. Yeah, these are the verbs you can use. Okay, climb, increase, slump, plummet, these are all verbs. Okay, so you can say the temperature slumped today. Let me give you one example of Saudi Arabia. So you can say the temperature yesterday slumped to the lowest during this summer month. Now if you notice here, you see a stabilized or level off. So it's neither increasing nor decreasing. So it's stabilized. Okay, and again from here to here you see dropped, declined slightly. Phrases of increase, a significant increase. So article, adjective plus noun. Same here, see, article, adjective, and this is a usual pattern in English language, adjective plus noun. To increase dramatically, it's verb with adverb, so verb and adverb. To rise sharply, verb, again adverb with ly. To show an upward trend, verb, it's kind of phrase, yeah, to show an upward trend. Now let's have a look at some of the examples that you can use these phrases. A significant increase. There was a significant increase in the number of tourists visiting the city between 2015 and 2020. A considerable growth. The chart shows a considerable growth in online sales over the first quarter of the year. To increase dramatically. The production of electric vehicles increased dramatically from 2018 to 2022. To rise sharply. Fuel prices rose sharply in July, reaching a peak by the end of the month. To show an upward trend. Overall, the data shows an upward trend in smartphone usage among people aged over 60. Phrases for decrease. Yeah, as you can see the arrow here going down. A sharp fall, a significant drop. Again, sharp, adjective, and then fall, noun here. A significant drop, again adjective plus noun. Fall and drop can be used both as a verb as well as a noun. To decline sharply, verb plus adverb. To show a downward trend. It's a phrase, like to show an upward trend and to show a downward trend. Yeah. To hit the lowest point. Now, let's see some of the examples of these phrases. A significant drop. There was a significant drop in the number of passengers using public transport during the lockdown period. Unemployment rate declined. Unemployment rate declined sharply in the final quarter of the year, to show a downward trend. The line graph shows a downward trend in newspaper readership among young adults. To hit the lowest point. Internet usage hit the lowest point in February before gradually rising again in March. Phrases for variation. A considerable variation. Again, adjective plus noun. Slight fluctuation. Adjective plus noun. To vary considerably. Yeah, verb plus adverb. To show some fluctuation is kind of phrase. As you can see the image here. Let's have a look at some of the examples here. A considerable variation. There was a considerable variation in temperature throughout the year, ranging from 5 degrees Celsius in January to 28 degrees Celsius in July. A slight fluctuation. The price of gold experienced a slight fluctuation during the first 3 months of the year, to vary considerably. The number of visitors to the museum varied considerably between weekdays and weekends, to show some fluctuation. Another phrase, electricity consumption showed some fluctuation over the 5-year period, particularly during the summer months. Phrases for stability. That means a period of stability. One of the phrases is a period of stability. To remain stable. So period of stability, it's a noun phrase. To remain stable, verb plus noun. To remain constant, again verb plus noun. As you can see the image here. Let's take a look at some of the examples. A period of stability. The number of employed people remained unchanged between 2010 and 2012, indicating a period of stability in the job market. To remain stable. From 2005 to 2007, the population of the city remained stable at around 1.2 million. To remain constant. Electricity usage remained constant during the winter months, with no noticeable increase or decrease. That means it was not very noticeable. Phrases for stability. Now, phrases for no change. That means to reach a plateau. That means no change. Let me help you understand with this image. As you see, it's an upward trend, and then it levels off here. So we call this plateau. So it goes up and then it takes this way. We call this trend plateau. As you can see, there is a downward trend and then it levels off. Okay, it flattens out, as you can see here. Okay, so again it goes down and then it goes like this. So you call it plateau. So either there is a downward movement and then it flattens out, or there is an upward movement and then it levels off. We call it plateau. Some of the phrases that you can use for this kind of trend that you notice on pie chart or bar chart or table, you can say to reach a plateau, to level off, to flatten out. Okay, so verb plus noun and phrasal verbs phrasal verbs. So to reach a plateau, after rising steadily for 3 years, the number of online purchases reached a plateau in 2018 and remained unchanged until 2020. So before 2018, there was a rise, and then it reached a plateau. To level off, the unemployment rate decreased sharply in the first half of the year. So it first went downward. There was a downward movement trend, and then leveled off at around 4. Now it's a static. It had reached the period of stability. To flatten out, sales of smartphones grew rapidly from 2010 to 2015, but flatten out in the following 2 years. So plateau it could be an upward trend or a downward trend, and then it levels off or flatten out. Phrases for percentages and values: a large or a small percentage, an estimated percentage, a significant percentage, an average percentage, high or lowest percentage. Again, you see, adjective plus noun, significant percentage, significant adjective, percentage noun, and then highest percentage, lowest, superlative degree with percentage, again adjective, and then just under, number, and then person, over, just over, and then person, again increase or decrease. We will see how they are used in the examples. You see, a small or large percentage. A large percentage of students, that means around 60%, prefer studying online rather than in a traditional classroom. A small percentage of the population, less than 10%, relied on public transport in rural areas. An estimated percentage of 45% of households had access to high-speed internet in 2010. A significant percentage of energy consumption came from renewable sources in 2022. An average percentage. The average percentage of recycled waste across the 5 countries was approximately 30%. Again, the highest or lowest percentage. Germany recorded the highest percentage of solar energy usage, while Poland had the lowest. So, kind of comparison. Just under or over, and then you put a number here. Just under 40% of respondents chose healthy snacks over junk food. The number of female employees was just over 55% in the healthcare sector. A number, percent, and then increase or decrease. There was a 25% increase in electric vehicle sales between 2018 and 2020. The percentage of smokers saw a 10% decrease over the 10-year period. Now these are the phrases for comparisons: considerable differences, slightly higher or lower than, significantly higher or lower than, 2, 3, 4 times higher or lower than, to be closely followed by, to remain the highest or lowest. Let's see some of the examples. There are considerable differences in internet usage between urban and rural areas, with urban regions having much higher access. The percentage of male students was slightly higher than that of female students in engineering courses, to be significantly higher or lower than. Energy consumption in the industrial sector was significantly higher than in the residential sector throughout the period. Car ownership in the USA was nearly 3 times higher than in Japan in 2015. The UK had the highest number of international students, closely followed by Australia. Throughout the 10-year period, China remained the highest emitter of CO2. Among all sectors, agriculture remained the lowest contributor to total exports. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you find it useful. Here is the link of my YouTube channel.